So I was in private practice in St. Louis, and I got a call at my office one day. Our secretary said, there's a man who wants to speak to you. I think he wants to speak to you. I got on the phone, and he said, are you the ghost man? And I said, what? Are you the ghost man? I said, I'm not, I don't know what that means, but do you write those ghost books? I said, oh, we've done some collections of ghosts. Yeah, well, you got to come over to my house. My wife thinks our place is haunted, and I don't believe it's haunted, but my daughter was very upset. And if you could come over and just tell him this is all nonsense, I would really appreciate it. And it just turned out that his place where he lived was actually very close to my office. I was getting ready to leave. He was very insistent. So I went over there. This man had been building condominiums, fabulous, beautiful condominiums, six-figure condominiums. And they moved in, and the condo that he moved into was the first one built. And when they were going to build the condominiums, he brought his daughter, who was in high school at the time, along. And he showed her the houses that were going to be ripped down. There were some very nice houses they were ripping down. And he was showing them the houses and describing the condominiums, what they were going to look like. And the daughter went in the backyard. And he said, what are you doing? She said, I've got to find, there's something here I've got to look for. And he said, what do you have to look for? She said, I don't know, but it's over here. And she started digging. He said, what are you doing? She said, I'm supposed to dig here. And she dug, and she found 3 marbles and a diamond necklace. And he said, how did you know that was there? She says, I have no idea. I just felt like something was going to be here. And she said, this is my good luck charm. So she put it aside. Her parents bought her this jewelry box because now she decided she wanted really good jewelry. And the first thing she put in that jewelry box was this necklace. And she put the marbles in there. And they moved into the new condo. And she really liked this. She had a nice big room, brand new. And she had her dog, which the dog never left her. And they went in upstairs to look at their new room. And the dog was happy until she's trying to walk into that room, and that dog started howling and growling and would not go in the room. And she said, what is the matter with you? And she put the dog down, and the dog ran. And this is a dog who would never leave her side. Her dog would not go in that room. She thought that was strange. So she walked in the room, and as soon as she walked into the room, she heard someone call her name. We'll call her Victoria. Vicky. Feminine voice. Looked around. Nobody there. She looks under the bed. She looks in the closet. She ran up, just somebody's upstairs calling my name. There's nobody here. Nobody else has moved into the neighborhood yet. They go outside. Goes back to the room. First night she gets in bed. The radio comes on. She turns the radio off. The radio comes back on. She turns the radio off. The radio comes back on. She unplugs the radio. Gets in bed. The lights go on. She turns the lights off. The light goes on. She turns the light off. I don't care if the light's on. I don't care if the light's off. I'm going to go to sleep. So she gets in bed. She puts the covers over her. The light's off now. And she does something moving in the room. She gets up, she turns on the light, and the jewelry box is moved from one end of her dresser to the other. And it's open. She looks in there. Everything is there, but one of the marbles is missing. Why did I have 3 of those marbles? I've only got 2. She closes it, she puts it back, gets in bed, lights off, she hears something moving. She gets up, the jewelry box is over, it's open, a second marble is missing. She closes the jewelry box, she locks it. She puts the jewelry box all the way in the back, looks around the room, looks under the bed, locks her door, gets in bed, lays there, waits. She hears something moving. She jumps up, she gets up, turns the light on. The jewelry box is open. The third marble's gone and the necklace is gone. But that's it, she would not sleep in that room. She went downstairs screaming, screaming, screaming. They just said, there was nothing here. There was nothing here. She said, there was something in that room. It took her a long time to go back to that room. But other things started happening. Not just to her, this time to the mother. The mother was home alone in the new condominium, and she hears something moving upstairs. She hears somebody walking. She goes upstairs, no one's there. She walks downstairs, she hears things moving. She calls her husband. Somebody's in the house, come home. I can't come home, someone's in this house. He comes home to show her that there's nobody in the house. They walk up the stairs, and all the furniture upstairs is moved to the top of the staircase. Every piece of furniture. And he said, why did you do this? She says, I can't do this. I cannot move the furniture. That's why we had movers, remember? I can't move these things. He said, well, I don't understand. She goes, because there's something in the house. I'm telling you, something's in the house. He said, no, I don't know I don't know what's going on, but you mustn't speak to anybody, because if the other people buying the condos think this place is haunted, we're in a lot of trouble. So the mother and father started fighting about this. The daughter was very upset. So one night, the parents are gone. And the daughter decides, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. She invites her friends over. She said to her best friend, come on over, spend the night, and you bring the Ouija board. So the daughter and the kids all come there, get the Ouija board out, in the living room. Wait a minute. Let's do this up in my bedroom. Are you sure? Yeah. Let's do this up in my bedroom. So they go up the steps, they put the Ouija board out, and they start with the Ouija board. They start asking it, is anyone here? Yes. What is your name? Vicky. But that's my name. What is your name? Vicky. Are you a ghost? Yes. If you're a ghost, show yourself. Show us that you're here. Noah's sitting there. The girl who lives there, Vicky, is sitting there. Her friends all in a circle. Pretty soon her friends are looking behind her, and they see what looks like a mist. It becomes a little bit more dense, a little bit more dense, and finally it looks like a figure is emerging, and then it looks like a head, and a torso, and arms, and it's standing right behind her. And her friends are all looking, and she goes, oh, yeah, you're going to try to scare me. I'm supposed to look behind me, and when I look behind me, you are going to say boo or something. I know there was nothing behind me, and they're like, I know there's nothing there. You want me to look, and I'm not looking. Okay, I'll look. So when she turns around, was this figure, and she is so stunned. She wants to scream. She wants to yell. They all do, but nothing would come out. The only thing that came out was, ah! Well, they did scream a little bit. And it was gone. After that, the parents came home. They called their parents, very upset. Everybody checked things out, and that's when he called me to come in and look at them. And so we talked a long time, and I said, we asked a lot of questions, and I knew from the storytellers things that people have told me what to ask. And I said, do you have any relatives who have died recently? No. Did you have any, I said, who are you named after? She said, I was named after my grandmother. I said, did you ever meet your grandmother? And the father said, no, her grandmother really was excited because she wanted a granddaughter, but she died 3 weeks before Victoria was born. I said, and you were named after your grandmother? And she said, yes. I said, do you look like your grandmother? And she said, I don't know. I've never seen my grandmother's picture. I said, so I said to him, because it was his mother, do you have your mother's picture? He goes, I have pictures. I don't like to have them out because they make me sad. And I said, I think you should get the pictures out. You should pick a favorite picture and you need to put that picture up. He said, well, okay. And she looked just like her grandmother. And I said, from what the storytellers have told me, she wants a relationship with her granddaughter. And she doesn't want to be forgotten. And nobody wants to be forgotten. You need to leave the picture out. Pick a favorite picture, put it up. And I think things are going to be okay. And they were. They never had another problem in the house. Now that is what's known as a true ghost story. Why do I say it's true? Because the people believed it was true.